and welcome back to the Friday Feels episode of the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. How are you? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Summer is coming. How are you feeling? About 2 weeks to your move.
2 weeks to the move. Not that anyone's counting. Counting down the days.
Are you ready to get the fuck out of here?
I think I'm ready. There was that article about the West Village.
Was I the only one who sent that to you?
I got it sent to me many times about the being a woman in the West Village is nice. Is that what the whole article was about?
It's called like, it must be nice to be
a West Village woman.
Yeah, a West Village girl, West Village woman. It was basically saying how like 20-something girls have like infiltrated the West Village.
Right.
And I don't know if it was kind of saying that they like ruined it or that they're kind of making it more popular, but just that they've sort of like come in, they all wear the same outfit, and they've like sort of glamorized this West Village lifestyle.
I mean, if you think about it, Sex and the City was doing that.
They wrote about that too.
Ago. It seems harsh. Everything turns into like a hot take and a crushing of a certain group. To me, it's just the West Village just changed. Like when we got here, when I got to this back in my day, when you got to the city, that was like an aspirational area to live in. That was a very like
for me too, for
yuppie area, but it was also like lived in. You didn't just go there to hang. Now it is, and I've been saying this about places around the country to like globalize this. Like every city tries to create their own West Village. You know, where you eat, where you play, where you drink, where you fuck. You know, that is the whole dream of the West Village. And I've seen this. Like I've been calling it a Simon Mall.
Yeah, you were talking about like a party bus or something.
I saw a party bus and I knew it was over.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you see a party bus in your neighborhood, you are too old to be in the neighborhood. And you know, there's people out there. I don't want to like besmirch someone who's living there and enjoying, because it is to be enjoyed.
I mean, it's a great area.
It's a great area.
Best restaurants are there.
Great restaurants, good walkability, but like it is getting to be no different than the Gulch in Nashville, the Marina in San Francisco. Tampa kind of has elements of this in certain areas of Tampa. It's happening around the country, but the country becomes more homogenized, you know, like, you know, there's a Salt and Straw in the West Village. You can find a Salt and Straw in another city, and immediately the West Village gets a little bit less interesting because it's not the bar. You know, the bar WXOU is full of people in their 20s and they're hammered, and it's a different vibe. But like,
well, it's kind of like I read that and I'm like, that's where I would be if I were 10 years younger.
That's where I would be today.
I mean, that's where you are today, I guess,
that's
right?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the thing. I think
don't think my friends were like living in the West Village, though.
It wasn't a thing.
We were visiting the West Village, but I didn't really know anyone who like lived there.
I remember my first time going to White Horse Tavern, which is like a historical bar, and I was like, where am I in this city? Like it was almost like I was on this like different part.
Right.
People were adults there. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't a transplant. Like I'm leaving here in 2 years, part of the city, and that's what it seems to be now.
Have become, yeah.
Yeah, and here's what I've said about the West Village in New York City: it is a great Sunday to Wednesday area. It is a horrible Thursday to Saturday area.
Okay,
and that's just the rub. Like, and again, like no one wants to be around a 25-year-old generally. Like no one, unless you're 25. That is not to say I think less. I do think less of them. I just think that that's who I was then. No one wanted to be around me at 25.
For that age.
You know, so but the 25-year-olds used to not bridge and tunnel their way to the West Village. They used to bridge and tunnel their way to Murray Hill and Lower East Side, and now that things change.
Where did you live? Like, what was your trajectory? Your New York City trajectory?
I was in Murray Hill. I was on 24th and 3rd. With a roommate when I first got here. Then I moved to the Upper East, 82nd and 3rd.
That sometimes happened.
Yeah. And then I went to, I moved in with my brother on 79th and York. Then I purchased my place in Harlem, moved to Harlem.
Yes, that's when we met, I think.
That's right around
when we started the
podcast.
Show, yeah.
And then I
lived with someone.
I lived with someone in the Lower East Side.
Okay.
We broke up. Then I went to the West Village. And when I got there, it was 2021. I was getting like COVID deal. I had a tenant at my Harlem place, and I was like, oh, look at this opportunity.
I'm a West Village girl.
Finally. Yes. I've made it. I'm a West Village girly. And I do remember a woman made a TikTok that annoyed me, and she ended up being right. She's like, the West Village is the new Murray Hill. And she ended up being right, you know.
Well, then who's in Murray Hill?
The biggest losers in
my
the world.
God.
No, I don't know. I think it is such a weird thing. The where you live in New York thing is such a thing.
It's a statement.
It's a statement. People get embarrassed by it.
You've always stayed in the borough, though, in New York, in Manhattan.
I was always going to live on the island.
Okay.
That was my thing. I got to live on Manhattan. Moving to Brooklyn was never a thought of mine. Moving
At all.
To,
Okay.
No, Queens, Brooklyn. It just was. I was like, if I'm going to live here, I'm going to live here.
Right.
And yeah, you never. What was your move around the city?
I started off in Murray Hill, as you do. I had my roommate, and then I moved with I lived on
Chelsea.
33rd and 3rd. Yes, and then my
women go. That was the woman.
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. This was the trajectory back in my day,
Right.
back in 2014, 2012.
It was Murray Hill to Chelsea.
So then
corridor.
we moved to. So then my roommate and I together, we lived in Murray Hill for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to Chelsea for 2 years. Walk up.
Wow.
Across
Really
from Google in Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got my own studio apartment a block down on this was the best apartment I ever had, 16th and 7th.
Great area.
Greater area. I lived there for 2 years. Then I moved in with Mike.
Great area because it's quiet, easy, livable, access to all areas.
Yes. Okay. So then Mike and I moved to Williamsburg. Lived there for 2 years. Then we
Wait a
moved,
minute, you stopped in Astoria.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
I'm not done. You forget I moved 9 times.
Astoria moment.
Believe me, I'm getting to the
Yeah.
lows. We lived in Williamsburg for 2 years. We should have stayed. We didn't. We got a great COVID deal
I remember this.
in Long Island City, not Astoria.
Sorry.
Long Island City. Hated it. Lived there for 1 year. Got 5 months free. It was a COVID 5-month free deal. We lived there for 1 year. I couldn't stand it. We moved to the Upper East Side for 1 more year. Then we moved to an apartment on Long Island, bought our house, moved out, moved to another apartment on Long Island, moved back, and here I am.
And here you are today. Live to tell the tale. Yeah, everyone has that New York City like move around thing, or you were here quickly and left.
I experimented with other boroughs. I'm a woman of the world.
That's right. You were borough curious at one point. Yeah, no, this is the move. I mean, like that's why the West Village article, like I read it, or I kind of saw it and I was like, yeah, this is what we do in the city.
Right.
Like,
Well, I read it and I was like, these people
neighborhood-
sound like assholes. And I was like, and then I was like, this was me.
Right.
10 years
I
ago.
think that, the Gen Z issue is that they are hustlers.
This is also our fan base, this whole crew. It's
No,
like our
that's the
like,
thing.
That's
like,
who's listening.
That's who's listening. These West Village women are listening to this show. I hope.
Yeah.
I would love for them to listen to. I hope we can give them good perspective on dating. But the Gen Z stuff, like they are annoying because they're going on we've been on the internet already. They're coming into the internet and giving hot takes and opinions that we've probably seen before, read before, heard
We invented
them. But we were lucky in the sense that there was no generation before us to get it down on paper.
Well, to get it on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kind of were like gifted the freedom of feeling original.
Right.
Well,
before us, there was Sex in the City.
And you could go and find Sex in the City, but you couldn't Google, at the time, like, is this take, freezing cold,
Well, you couldn't replicate it unless you had your own show or something.
Right. I think it is interesting. This article is enraging because, like, there is also a thing of, like, the Gen Z thing to me is always, like, there's, like, this alpha victimhood where they're living the best life anyone could imagine while also telling you their trauma.
Right. But isn't that what they used to say about us, kind of?
Did they? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I guess we couldn't really weaponize it as much, without TikTok.
Right.
But I'm like, this article, when you see it, you go, so they're having the best time ever? All I've heard from them is how horrific every day of their life is.
That's kind of how it reads. Like
Right.
they've endless, I think it said endless disposable income.
Right. They're like, it just looks an amazing type of glamorous. It looks glamorous while also I see these TikToks of like crushing people.
But it is funny. I read this article and I was like, it's time for Jared to go.
Yeah, it is. That was that. The article was literally written.
I sent
as
it to you
a swan song.
to validate your decision.
The leave. I appreciate it. No,
The bottom could have said, and Jared, thank you for staying. We'll see you next time.
Good luck to you. We salute you, sir.
Well, it also made me feel better about leaving the city, I think, a little bit, because I was like, half the words they were saying, I didn't know what they meant. So I was
what happened to on fleek?
I actually Googled Googled like what are sambas because they kept saying
Oh, really?
sambas. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know any of the restaurants they were talking about. I mean, like I was just kind of like I am an old suburban hag officially, and I feel good about being out away from. I was like, I'm like, would I get egged if I went down there? Like,
No, I'm
am I
totally
a pariah?
ready. I'm totally ready to.
Yeah.
I think the neighborhood has had it with me. Even like some guy came up to me. He's like, "What do you do?" As he's taping me. For his like whatever show,
Okay,
and I'm like,
there
get
goes the
me
neighborhood.
out of here. I don't need
The end of an era. I'm just going around for my TikTok.
I'm a chubby loser. What do you want me to say? We have some great emails. We love a Friday feels.
Couple petty or prudence.
Couple
too.
petty or prudent.
I love petty or prudence.
So let's play the game. Petty or prudent. Oh, and also if you're out there, I'm coming to San Jose. I'm coming to London. I'm coming to Pittsburgh. Go to jaredfree.com. A lot of dates on my website. I got a whole new hour. Come. Let's play some petty or... Basically, you have a breakup. You acted a certain way. Was it petty? Was it prudent? Let's play.
All right. Hi, J&J, longtime listener and benefit subscriber. I need that day before perk. I can tell you need it.
Got you.
I have a petty or prudent. I, 28 female, ran into my ex's 32 male mom at the outdoor mall. We broke up for good, 8th time's the charm, in January of 2025 after being together for almost 3 years.
Okay.
Backstory. They are stupidly wealthy and always have been. That's why I stuck around for so long. Okay. You sound great. Sue me for wanting the finer things in life. So his mom is very concerned about her image, but also wants to be the sweet woman everyone comes up to. My ex is a total mama's boy, but luckily he wasn't with her this time. My ex has a drug problem. You know, the fancy, expensive drugs that rich people do. And he would do these extracurricular party favors often, which led to a lot of problems between us. His parents don't know about this for most likely obvious reasons, but when I ran into her and she came up to me asking how I was doing, I was cordial back. But I did say, how is blank doing? I know he was struggling a bit with some drug use on the weekends, and I just want to make sure he's doing okay. I wish I could send you the look on her face. She politely said, he's doing great. Then we parted ways. Okay, so petty or prudent? I exposed my ex's drug problem to his parents. Love you both. Signed, a bitch who hates the snow.
Oh, man.
All right. So petty or prudent, you tell someone's mom they do coke on the weekends after they break up.
Brutal. I mean, what do you think?
This is petty.
It's petty.
I think this is very obviously petty. Here's the thing. It's petty because she didn't tell his mom so that she could like help him out with a serious drug issue. She told his mom to like annoy her.
And to make his life harder.
Yes. What
Right.
unnecessary? I mean, she doesn't say why they broke up. I don't even know that it matters. This seems like I think she looks worse in this situation than he does.
Right. Also, it's not like you guys were together and the drug use ended a family.
Right.
Like bankrupt you.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it doesn't seem like that was like fully.
Right. And you wrote 8th time's a charm. Like, in addition to so you were just with him through all this. Like, you put up with the drugs until.
Right. So I'm saying she's not telling her
glorious ending.
She's not telling her. She's telling her to make her feel like shit and to make him feel like shit.
Right. Not to fix the drug issue.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it sounds like I have to say the mom handled it wonderfully.
Classy.
Yes.
And it is funny. Like, this is kind of goes back to the alpha victim thing that I was talking about. Like, you paint this picture of how wealthy they are and you're using them for their money and we're supposed to like laugh along with you and be okay with that because you're poorer than them and they have more. No.
She sounds like the monster.
Right. You used him for his money. You hung out with him every time he did coke. And then the minute you were tossed on your keister, you're like, look at the coke addict. And it's like, we don't know if he does have a real issue or anything. We just think he does coke on the weekends.
That's what she said.
And you call it a problem because it didn't include you anymore.
Right.
We don't know. Again, there's like ways to go, yeah, she's just mad I broke up with her, or he has a real issue.
Well,
like,
regardless of if he has a real issue or not, she's not saying it to help him with his real issue. She's saying it to be mean, to be petty.
To fuck this family up.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think she's the problem.
Petty.
Not cool.
It is, I mean, like, my God, to have the strength to say to a mom that sentence is wild. To go up to her and go, I hope he's doing okay. He had a bit of a drug issue when we last spoke. What? Yeah. I couldn't even get the words out. I don't have the balls.
She's not embarrassed at all.
No shame. And it's, again, like this whole, well, they're rich, so who cares?
Right. So
like, okay, Luigi, Like, fucking relax. You know, it's just a little bit like.
I agree. This is petty. I don't like it. Not cool.
But I'm happy you wrote it in. I think it's a fantastic petty or prudent.
I agree. Yeah. I think the mom is prudent.
Yes.
Yes.
Prudent mom.
She, get the fuck away. Like, it was her great was like.
Oh, well, good to see. Good day.
Right. And she's like, you should have seen her face. It's like, yeah, of course that would be her face. That would be her face. If anyone said that to me about anyone, that would be my face. Like, you seem unhinged.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
A Weatherford? Doing drugs recreationally? And all other fun words. All right, let's do another.
All right.
We got another email.
Let's do it.
J&J recently got engaged. Woo!
Yay!
Another You Up success story.
Love it.
After dating my fiance for 2 years, yay. This morning, he woke up to a message on Facebook from his ex congratulating him on the engagement. Screenshots below.
It's a little bit like what we talked about last time.
This is how it goes. This is why do men want to keep you away from the Instagram? Why do they want to keep women away from, you know, the stories and the, you know, the whatever, and the posts and the grid? This is the example.
Yeah.
This is every man's fear. You ready?
This is unhinged.
Okay, so
do you want to read the rest of the email?
I'll read the rest. Now, is it ever appropriate to send an ex a congratulations message when they got engaged? We just talked about this.
Well, we talked about a like.
A like.
A like and a message are two very different things.
I agree. Or is it one of those I'm being nice but also want you to think of me situations? I've definitely had exes get engaged and, like any normal person, gossiped about it with friends. But I would never send a text. It just feels spiteful. I guess this could fall under a petty or prudent too. Curious to hear your take. Totally not spiraling or screenshotting the message for group chat analysis. Just a chill, unbothered, not at all petty bride to be.
Now, the message matters. I'm glad she included the message.
Thank God.
It is very important because this is not how I thought the message was going to be.
Okay, so you read it. You
All
be
right,
her.
I'm the unhinged ex.
I'll be the guy looking at his phone.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Since you decided to block my number, congratulations, Mark, on the shop and your engagement. Super amazing. Hope the dog is doing good. I miss her every day.
Ooh. She came at him.
This woman is...
That's
okay,
a knife right to the heart.
Here's the thing. If you're ever considering texting an ex or messaging an ex and your first line is, since you decided to block my number...
Not that I care or anything.
It means you shouldn't... They don't want you to contact them.
Right.
Since you decided to block my number, it means I know I'm contacting you despite the fact that you don't want to hear from me.
I think we're preaching to someone who would never listen to this show.
I would imagine.
Like the idea that he had to block her, and this only proves to me that he had to. It was prudent of him.
Also, it says new Facebook account. So it sounds like she made this account just to message him.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel for her. Is this trying to get him to think of her? No. I maybe she is, but it's not really going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think she seems like she's crazy.
I don't want to call her crazy because we don't know both sides of this story, but I will say something happened that their ending was not great.
Yeah, I would imagine that. I mean, here's the thing. Is it ever okay to text or DM someone congratulations on their engagement? I'm trying to think. Let's say an ex of yours that you broke up with got engaged. Would you ever send them a message?
I wouldn't send a message because I'm happy. I want, again,
what if they did something amazing, not engaged? What if something great happened to them?
I wouldn't, because I don't want to give the impression that I'm trying to come back. I think a like is different, as we talked about on the last episode.
I think a like no comment is far enough. It's pushing the button and stepping away.
It's literally this.
Yes.
Good for you. A little thumbs up.
I agree. I think when someone is engaged or married that you used to date or hook up with, a like is classy. Anything else is insane.
Her goal, let's look at the goal of a message like this. It's to make him feel as bad as she feels right now.
You think?
Yeah. The dog, I hope the dog is well. I miss the dog every day. You're not doing well.
I still think about all the hurt that
The dog is all
gone.
I think about. I need the dog in my life. You have the dog.
Right.
Miss them every day. Like, we've been broken up at least 2 years. They've been dating for 2 years. They're engaged.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what if he did answer, like, my only answer to them would be like, hey, like, I feel really bad that you still feel badly about us ending. Like, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't answer.
I'm not saying I would,
Right.
but like, that would be where my head goes. Not, fuck you, bitch. The dog hugs me and I talk about you behind your back. Like, I would
Right.
like.
Well, you'd have to do like damage control to make sure they didn't do anything else unhinged.
Right. But that's the thing. I want to like look at them and go, hey, I am like, can't tell you how sorry that you're feeling badly. Like,
Would you answer?
no. I would delete.
Yeah.
Delete. It's over.
I would send it to the group chat, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
This goes to everybody. This person's to be embarrassed.
Do you think she's trying to like get in?
It's a really bad strategy.
Right. Well, I mean, you're saying you wouldn't.
You know how we got back
Well, you're
together?
saying-
I sent a cryptic, angry message to their engagement post.
Well, you're saying you wouldn't reach out to an ex to congratulate them on anything because it might make them think that you were looking to
Right.
come back. And
Well-
if you were looking to come back, this would be a great way to do it.
Right. And I also I don't think it's a great way to do it. I think it's just misguided. Like, I also think if I ended
No, I'm saying
it,
if you were going to, let's say if it was an
depends on who-
engagement, let's say it was like, I wrote a book.
but it depends
Congratulations.
it depends on who ends it.
Right.
If I got dumped by someone and then they messaged me, hey, just want to say good job on that book, I'd be like, get the fuck out. What? What is this
Well, you would
about?
assume they were trying to come back in.
If I was still in love with them, I would like be hopeful.
Right.
If I had no feelings toward them, thank you, but like, get out of here. I don't need you dancing around. You won. There's again, they didn't in a
They always
breakup.
come
That's
back.
not the real thing. That's not the winner and loser.
Right.
But that's how it feels.
Yeah.
You don't want me. Get out of here. This isn't our win. My win.
Fuck off.
Fuck
Yeah.
off. So I think who ended it matters a lot.
Yeah. I think it's petty to message and to end with, I miss her every day.
It is petty because you're really trying to make them feel bad.
Could it be written in a non-petty way? Let's say it was.
This-
Let's say it was a non. Like forget. Like this is a little bit of
Yes.
extreme, obvious answer. Let's say you're on Instagram, you get engaged, your ex DMs you, "Hey, congrats on just saw that you're engaged. Congratulations, so happy for you."
I think that's great.
You
I
think
don't
that's
answer.
prudent?
I don't know if it's prudent. I don't think it's petty.
What do you think it is? What's their motivation?
Here's when I would if I'm watching someone's stories, I kind of live under the idea that like maybe they've seen me watch their stories.
Mm-hmm.
So they know I'm there. They know I'm around.
I think it's uncomfortable either way. It's
Okay.
uncomfortable if you broke up with that, like that message I just gave you, not this one. It's
Yeah.
uncomfortable either way. If you're like if I broke up with you,
Mm-hmm.
that's uncomfortable. And if you broke up, if I broke up with you and you send me that message, then it's like, now I just feel bad that I broke up with you and you're seeing something good happen to me with someone else. If you broke up with me and you send me that message,
Right.
then it's like then you're like condescending.
Right.
Like I'm so happy for you.
Condescending is a
so
good
glad
word.
someone wanted you.
Finally,
Right.
someone took you off the world's
I cannot
hands.
tell you how happy I am that
How
you
about-
are engaged and away from me.
Here's the way, right. Here's the way it's prudent for me. You get dumped. In the dumping, you act emotionally and angrily and again, enough that you needed to be blocked by someone.
Yeah.
You create an account. You see that they're engaged. You create an account and you go, hey, listen, I just saw your post about being engaged. I wanted to congratulate you and say, I'm really sorry for how things ended. I acted a little bit out there and a little bit emotional from it. There was a lot going on in my life at the time. I now know we weren't the match for each other. And I just wanted to let you know I wish the best for you and your new fiance.
And you broke up with me?
Yes.
Fuck off. No.
No. They broke up with you.
So
I'm saying in this
I
scenario-
broke up with you and I'm engaged now.
And you dumped me.
Yes.
And I went crazy.
Okay.
Enough so that you had to block me.
Okay.
And then I see that you got engaged and I send a message that says that.
Okay.
Hey, I know like
If I broke up with you,
yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
okay.
saying.
Yeah.
I think that's the only
Yes.
scenario.
If I broke up with you, you can congratulate me in
Right.
a way that again it takes ownership for your thing.
owns
Yes.
that you got.
Yes.
I texted you so much that I needed to be blocked.
Yes. I'm sorry. I figured like now things are going well for you. I just want to let you know, like, I'm so happy that that everything worked
And
out.
I
blah, blah.
really don't like the way
Sure.
we ended.
That is the
and
only scenario
Yeah.
where it is okay.
Now, it can go another way. Let's say you get engaged. I cheated on you.
Okay.
You dumped me. Okay?
Okay.
I see that hear that you're engaged. Here's the message I send. I cheated on you.
Just don't forget
remember,
it. Don't forget.
I cheated on you.
Okay.
Okay. She was hot too.
Oh, all
Some
right.
random chick.
All right.
Okay.
Meant nothing?
Meant nothing to me.
Okay. I couldn't let it go.
Couldn't let it go. Hey, Jordan, I just saw that you got engaged. I just heard from our friend that you got engaged. I just want to let you know I've been doing a lot of like life reviewing and, you know, and through therapy, I've realized kind of just how badly we ended. And I just want to tell you how sorry I am and how much I've changed since then, and how happy I am for you and your new relationship. And I wish you the best in your engagement.
I think I'm still like a little mad at you, but I would say thank you and move on.
Okay.
Here's
It's
the thing.
unnecessary, but
You
it's
would
also
be-
unnecessary.
You would be
I'm
doing
not-
that. I would know that message was for you and not for me.
Right. Right. It feels
It was
like an
that
AA
you could be
type
so
of
that
thing.
you could be absolved. It wouldn't be for me, but it would be like I would have to.
I guess the reason I even think of it is like you've gotten your thing. You've gotten
Right, but you could still be hurt by someone's like just because I've gotten the thing doesn't mean I've forgotten.
right.
What
You're
you've done to
holding
what you
on to
did to me.
letters. When you're a
Doesn't mean
letter.
I mean Taylor Swift. How many relationships ago with Jake Gyllenhaal? She still remembers.
hear
We
ya.
still remember.
All right.
We did it.
We did it. We solved dating again.
Yes, we'll be back next week.
Boom.